Today I wanted to show you guys a great video that I stumbled upon. Steve Jobs on YouTube, and I really want you guys to watch this video and maybe we could get some high quality information on how to sell, the importance of marketing from the legend himself. Let's just get right into the video. If there's any point that I feel like I want to put in my input on it, I will do so. And there's actually subtitles in this one. So if you don't fully understand or can hear the video because the quality isn't the best, then feel free to read down the subtitles at the bottom. They're professionally done and it's exactly what the words are saying, not just some YouTube subtitles where half the words don't even make sense. But anyways, enough talking. Let's just get right into this video.
To me, marketing is about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. Now, Apple, fortunately, is one of the half a dozen best brands in the whole world. Right up there with Nike, Disney, Coke, Sony. It is one of the greats of the greats, not just in this country, but all around the globe. And but even a great brand needs investment and caring if it's going to retain its relevance and vitality. And the Apple brand has clearly suffered from neglect in this area in the last few years. And we need to bring it back. The way to do that is not to talk about speeds and feeds. It's not to talk about MIPS and megahertz. It's not to talk about why we're better than Windows. The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. It's a lie, but they tried anyway. And the sales were going like this. And then they tried Got Milk, and the sales are going like this. Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But the best example of all, and one of the greatest jobs of marketing in the universe has ever seen is Nike. Remember, Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about the product. They don't ever tell you about their air soles and why they're better than Reebok's air soles. What does Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes and they honor great athletics. That's who they are. That's what they are about. Apple spends a fortune on advertising. You'd never know it. You'd never know it. So when I got here, Apple just fired their agency. They were doing a competition with 23 agencies that, 4 years from now would pick one. And we blew that up, and we hired Chiate, the ad agency that I was fortunate enough to work with years ago. We created some award-winning work, including the commercial voted the best ad ever made in 1984 by advertising professionals. And we started working about 8 weeks ago. And the question we asked was, our customers want to know who is Apple and what is it that we stand for? Where do we fit in this world? And what we're about isn't making boxes for people to get their jobs done, although we do that well. We do that better than almost anybody in some cases.
If you notice, what I love about Steve Jobs is in the middle of all his speeches, he likes to put these little subtle things where he's talking about something different, and then he talks about the product, and he always talks about how great it is. We do this well. We do it better than any other cases. At the beginning, when he's like, Apple is one of the best businesses in the world, top 6, lumping himself with Nike and Sony and all these other great companies. And there's no question in my mind that Apple is up there and one of the best companies in the world. But to continue to put those little things in your head and you constantly say it over and over again, it really will stick into your brain. That's why some people pay a fortune in advertising, is because when you hear that slogan, when you hear this brand, when you see that logo, it resonates in a certain way. And that's why some people will pay an arm and a leg for Apple, because Apple is synonymous with luxury and a great product. Now, some people don't like Apple and it's controversial, like I said, but Steve Jobs is a master at speaking this way and throwing out these little subtle compliments to the company that make you think and that make you realize, like, hey, Apple is a great company. Apple has been around for a long time. Apple has been innovative for a long, long period of time. And, now they're still continuing till this day. And this legacy of Steve Jobs, continues to live on.
But Apple's about something more than that. Apple, at the core, its core value, is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe. And we've had the opportunity to work with people like that. We've had an opportunity to work with people like you, with software developers, with customers who have done it in some big and some small ways. And we believe that in this world, people can change it for the better. And that those people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do. And so what we're going to do in our first brand marketing campaign in several years is to get back to that core value. A lot of things have changed. The market's a totally different place than it was a decade ago. And Apple's totally different, and Apple's place in it is totally different. And believe me, the products and the distribution strategies and the manufacturing are totally different, and we understand that. But values and core values, those things shouldn't change. The things that Apple believed in at its core are the same things that Apple really stands for today. And so we wanted to find a way to communicate this. And what we have is something that I am very moved by. It honors those people who have changed the world. Some of them are living, some of them are not. But the ones that aren't, as you'll see, you know that if they ever used a computer, it would have been a Mac. And
there he goes again. I love that line. Let me just keep going there, but you got to appreciate that.
The theme of the campaign is think different. It's the people, honoring the people who think different and who move this world forward. And it is what we are about. It touches the soul of this company. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and I hope that you feel the same way about it I do.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Wow. Talk about an amazing commercial. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. And I'm not sure if this was their goal, but one thing I got from it is if you're watching that commercial, whether you're watching Super Bowl or anything, and you see the greats, the Muhammad Ali, the Einstein, all these great people, you're really going to stop and want to listen to the commercial, and you could relate to what they're saying, and all these people that had a massive influence, and a lot of these people are people that are admired and valued. And then when you add the Apple brand to it, you're pretty much creating a synergy, and you're making them synonymous with each other. And it's just a brilliant way to market. A lot of people, like he was mentioning, when it comes to Nike, is they're utilizing that, and they have to pay the athlete all this money, and people can relate to the brand because they relate to the athlete. But a lot of people can relate to great people like Martin Luther King, Einstein, and all these people, like I just said. So there's a lot to be learned from marketing ads, and I really suggest that everyone watching go look at old marketing strategies, go look at old marketing copyright, go look at all the best ads that you might remember as a child. Look back and try and understand, or try and think from the perspective of the person who decided to run that campaign. Try and think of what their goal was, and then you could utilize that in your marketing strategies in whatever industry you're in, whatever field you're in. You could learn and you can grow, and you could take things from other successful marketers, entrepreneurs, and visionaries and use that in your business. So, all that being said, just remember that I believe in you, but you gotta grind. Subscribe to my channel as we constantly have these types of conversations. Take care.